So today I'm going to do the How I Read tag, and it was created by Enyascorner, and I saw Peru's project, Reagan, have the lovely Reagan do it, and I thought, let's answer some questions about books. So the first question is, how do you find out about new books to read? BookTube, Goodreads, the library. I always just walk around and see what is new books came out or what is in the YA section now. I always venture out and see like the other sections as well. So many sections. So just walking around and seeing what the whole don't judge a book by its cover rule sometimes doesn't work with me because I legit will see the binding and I'll be like, oh my god, that looks so good, and I'll grab it. So those three ways are the main ones. Next question: how did you get into reading? Since I was a baby, little me was homies with the books. My mom told me that before I like would grab a doll, I would grab a book. So picture books and then just started reading super fast. I'm like success, little me. So and I've always just kept it up. My first job was at a library, so it's just always been a thing. Love it. Next question is, how has your taste in books changed as you've gotten older? I think I've ventured out more because I was very stuck in young adult, and I loved young adult still. If you ask me what my favorite genre, that's it. But I've always been more into mystery, and I'm going into more adult fiction and romance a little bit here and there, but I'm not really big into romance. Sci-fi is something I'm trying to get into more, and now like reading more diversely because of booktube especially. I'm always introduced to new books every day, which is great. So I think there's a lot to look into. So I think as I grow older, I'm always just going to be venturing out and seeing what's out there. The next is, how often do you buy books? Not a lot. I've always been into the library since I've worked there, and since I just never really have had money. The few jobs I have had, I'd rather spend my money on like, yeah, a few books because I do have that bookshelf over there. But mostly the library, because I think the whole like deadline of 3 weeks, or in New York I think was it 4 weeks, but like a deadline in general gives me like, it forces me to read the books. And I think like a lot of these books that I own, they just sit there because I don't like I yeah, they're there, and I love having them, but I won't read them because I know that they're mine and I can read them whenever. So I think the whole library thing works for me better than me buying books. The next question is, how did you get into booktubing? I actually stumbled upon it, I think, with Books and Quills, Sana, and I found her through like Rosanna, which I found through I think the Vlog Brothers. So long list of things like in 10th grade. So it's 3 years ago now. And then I finally thought 2013, why not do it this year? And it's going to be a year that I've been, making videos or whatever in January. So that's crazy. But yes, I'm excited that I found this little community about a year, well, 3 years ago, and started my own little venturing out and making videos myself a year ago. It's been fun times. Next is, how do you react when you don't like the end of a book? I will like close the book and be like, why? Why did that happen? Like that happened with Mockingjay because Suzanne Collins, the feels. If you read that, you know what happens. But things like that, I'm always like, what? Really? And I'll read it again. Like I'll read it like a couple times. I'm like, did it really just end that way? Did that really just happen? Really? And I'll like go online and look up all the things and see what other people thought. And like I've changed my mind a little bit about Mockingjay since Catching Fire because I've talked to my friends and things, but still, that world is crazy. But most books, I'm just like, hmm, hmm. And now I've actually started to put books down if I don't like them. Like if I'm halfway through, what's the point of like wasting your time? Like there's so many other books I could be reading, which is a weird thing to do, but I've done it like twice now, which is interesting. Next question is, how often have you taken a sneaky look at the back page of a book to see if it's a happy ending? Never. Don't do it. Why? My best friend does that sometimes, and I'm like, who are you? Why? Next is, how many people are you going to tag and who are they? I'm going to tag frenchiedee, Dee. I'm going to tag Sai if you want to do it, because I mean, I know that you watch some booktubers, girl. Let's talk about some books, because duh. And now I'm going to do a little library haul because I went to the library today. That's all I did today because I've been lazy as hell. And I'm excited. I got some winter books, starting off with Wintertown by Stephen Edmond. I saw Ariel Bassett talk about this, and I'm like, yes, because look at that cover, and it looks so good, and I'm excited to read it. And Christmas is not complete without Let It Snow. I haven't read this, so I was like, must get. So I got it. Frozen is not even a winter book, but it looks wintry. Look at the blue. Look at the cover. It looks so cool. The motto, the thing it says is, a creature born in flame, a heart bound in ice. Sounds legit. The thing is like, the city's called New Vegas, welcome to New Vegas. That's what the description starts with. I'm into it. I'm about that life. This heavy book is Blankets. I've always wanted to read this. I saw it in the library a lot. Like, I would have to put it away. And it's just a comic book, and I'm so excited. Oh my god. I also got The Eye of Mines, which is James Dashner's new book. He wrote The Maze Runner, and I'm like, yes, he has a new book. I'm so excited to read it and see more of his writing, because his writing is very interesting. I like his writing style. I got More Than This again, because I started it, but then I had to return it. So now I'm excited to get into this and see what happens, because it starts off with the kid, like, drowning and dying. Like, what? So I need to know where this goes. I also got Midnight in Austenland by Shannon Hale, and I read Austenland, and the movie's out, and I want to watch it, but it's like in select cities, and I think it's done being in select cities, so now I like have to wait for the DVD, but I need to watch it, because duh. And I also got Alias Grace by Margaret Atwood. I remember reading some of this in like senior year of high school, and I had to do a project on it, and I just never finished it. I don't know what was wrong with me, but it's a super cool story, so I thought, well, why not order it again and actually read it this time. And the reason that I'm doing that is because Hello Hemlock is reading Oryx and Crake this month. And that's a little booktube club here on the YouTubes. I'll link it down below. And I thought, why not pick up the old book, the first book that I, tried to read by her, read that, and then also read this, because this cover looks so cool. And last but not least, it's Snow Country by Yasunari Kawabata. And this one is for international reads, which is another little booktube club here on the YouTubes, and I'm very excited to get into this. And it's so little, and I'm excited because I think I've read one of his books before, Beauty and Sadness, I think it was called, but he's like a very interesting writer, and so I'm excited to talk to the people in the club and get all into it. And lastly, I'm not gonna forget, I own The Lightning Thief. It's over there. Cy and John. We said we were gonna do it this month. Are we doing it? Do you guys have your copies? If not, we can do it in January. No rush. Let me know, because I always like to all the booktube clubs, all the book clubs. I love it. But yeah, so this video has gotten on long enough. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Let's talk about books in the comments. So let me know if you're reading anything, or what I should read first. There's so many choices. The rest of today is going to be reading, okay? I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.